fans, the king of elite runners, Elite Godston, is back for more of my Pixel Gun 3D weapon stereotypes. We are now on number 11, the Mega Destroyer. Let's begin. This is gallery number 11, the Mega Destroyer. Its rarity is epic. Ignore the part that this one's mythical. I did set this to mythical because it is definitely a cat spam weapon, but I'll explain about that later on. But its main rarity, when it was first introduced, was in the epic category. Its category section is the primary, like always. It was released in the 3.1.0 update. There is no skins included. The notes. This one's a very big section, like for the combat rifle, but this one has a whole lot of other changes included. Other stuff included, but you'll figure out what I mean soon. But this one, you might need to get popcorn and a drink or something, because this is a very long description notice. I mean, a description notes of what I have. So it says right here, the description. It is a crystal shotgun that shoots multiple bullets in a spread. It has good damage, good fire rate, average capacity, and low mobility. The appearance. It is a turquoise-colored shotgun and shares the same color with the same actual style weapon, which I'm not going to say yet. It features a folded stock without the butt and an optical sight. It has a barrel above the interior tube and a large pump. The pump and the trigger handle are both colored gray. The performance on this one. This weapon shoots multiple regular-looking buckshot rounds in a spread like any other shotgun, so fighting in close range maximizes its effectiveness. Even though these bullets do have instant bullet travel time, when reloading, there is a pumping animation on this weapon, which is actually the simple shotgun's old pumping animation before camping update. It had no delay mechanics. No delay mechanics. This is a new notations I have on this one. The strategy. It has good damage, a medium fire rate, a small capacity, and a slow mobility. Like this other same weapon, which is in the clan category section, which I'm not going to say because I haven't introduced it yet in my weapon stereotypes. This weapon is a 2-shot to the head and 3 shots to the body. If all pellets hit, it could be a single hit to anywhere around the body or to the head. There is some tips on this weapon, by the way, in case you didn't know about. The tip says it deals more damage the closer you get, as the chance of more pellets hitting your opponents increases. Try to close the distance between you and your opponent. Do not use a scope, as this weapon is a shotgun, which is not very accurate, making the scope really useless. Aim for the head, as it does not deal very much damage, unless if it's fully maxed out, for your player currency level to what your rank is. Use the scope if necessary. I would probably say for the scope, I would say for beginners, levels 1 to 25, advance a little bit, but once they reach around maybe 30 is when they'll probably stop using it. But then around level 50 to 65, they're not going to use the scope anyway because they just don't want to do it for cat spams. But anyways, pair this with a singular grenade and it could possibly be a good combo. The scope is effectively useless, which I just said. This weapon spread doesn't allow it to compete at longer range other shotguns, and the scope will only serve to slow your movement speed down. There are some counters in this one. Pick off any opponents from large range distance, as it's a shotgun. As it takes around 2 headshots if all pellets do hit, use a backup supporting higher weapon like the anti-champion. Darn it! Why did I say the name? Dang it! I'm probably going to keep it on there because that was really funny. Oops. Well, now you know actually what the actual weapon I did not introduce yet, since I didn't reach that one yet. I'll go ahead and say it right now. As I was saying, as it takes around 2 headshots if all pellets do hit, use a backup supporting higher weapon like the anti-champion rifle, which I was not supposed to say because I haven't introduced it yet. Oh, good grief. I'm keeping it on there. I'm not going to edit that out. Anyways, the Mega Destroyer has poor ammo capacity compared to most other primary weapons. So use automatic weapons to defeat the opponents instead, to be a lot more easier. Attacking the opponents when they're reloading, as its reloading speed for the Mega Destroyer is really quite slow. Use any dash weapons at all, just use them to counter it if they're using a Mega Destroyer. Like, if you do see someone using a Mega Destroyer, you can counter it quick to a specific dash weapon melee. There are 3 best maps. Number 1, Mafia Cottage. Number 2, Warehouse Assault. Number 3, Ice Palace. The equipment setup. The Mega Destroyer is a strong and versatile shotgun, meaning that it works well for almost any build for a cat spams at low level. We finally reached the changelogs. I'm still gonna keep on thinking about that moment once I'm editing this out, about why I said the anti-champion rifle instead of, like, keeping it to myself because I've not introduced that weapon yet in my stereotypes. Oh boy. Editor Godston here. I did actually start laughing at this when I was editing my entire bit, so it was really funny what I said about anti-champion rifle. Anyways, back to the video. Enjoy! Anyways, the changelogs. In the 3.0.1 update, it was officially released. In the 3.9.0 update, its weapon sounds were changed along with every other gun besides the main weapon, the pixel gun. In the 4.0.0 update, the weapon received 2 new upgrades: the Golden Mega Destroyer and the Diamond Mega Destroyer. In the 5.0.0 update, after a development team got copyrighted from another development team, the Diamond Mega Destroyer was immediately renamed to the Crystal Mega Destroyer. In the 8.2.1 update, the Mega Destroyer was removed from the armory. The Golden and Crystal upgrades were replaced with UP1 and UP2 respectively, meaning like UP is like the upgraded versions until you reach the actual main one, which you can see on screen. In the 9.0.0 update, it was drastically nerfed. Its bullet spread was increased though. In the 11.2.0 update, before this update came out, this weapon dealt 75% more damage than the shotgun when used against the opponent, and slightly lower mobility. This update changed the weapon to no longer deal more damage against the opponent. In the 12.1.0 update, a bug removed the weapon's ability to deal any damage to opponents and enemies. In the 12.2.0 update, its armory icon was changed. In the 12.5.0 update, the old Mega Destroyer, the black version with the scope, and the golden Mega Destroyer were removed. The crystal variant still remains as the current model of this weapon, which is right here on screen, for example. In the 13.5.0 update, the Mega Destroyer was nerfed from 6 shots to the head and 8 shots to the... Oh, 6 shots to the head to a 8 shot to the head. I thought it said something else because I thought it was going to be 8 shots to the body or something else like that. But no, it's actually from 6 shots to the head, but moved it up to an 8 shot to the head. In the 15.1.0 update, after the combat level system was removed, the weapon was buffed from 8 shots to 4 shots to the head now. In the 15.5.0 update, it was buffed once again to 2 shots to the head now, making it very OP. In the 16.7.0 update, this weapon was brought back to the event chest, although it was disguised as the... I almost said the name again. I'm not gonna say it again. I almost did. I did pause myself as soon as I saw what the name was. That is an actual thing. I have not said it yet, and I not introduced it in my weapon stereotypes. I almost said the name. It was disguised as a similar type weapon, but like in agent spy form. Its gallery was removed, however, after the event that brought it back was over for unknown reasons. In the 16.8.0 update, the weapon no longer glows in the dark. I actually didn't even know this was a thing because I never had this weapon before in the actual update that I just said. In the 17.6.0 update, it was put back in the lottery again, and now it's unobtainable to get unless brought back by another lottery. In the 17.8.0 update, this weapon could now damage the speakers of the player's devices, meaning like an actual like ear rape headset like warning for all volumes for folks that are wearing headphones. It was advised to lower your volume down to prevent hearing issues, which I'm really glad they did implement that in there for like a warning heads up. In the 21.1.0 update, it was returned, but this time it was in the trader's van for coins. The cost of the coins depends on what level your player is at. In the 22.0.0 update, it was put back in the lottery again. In the 22.8.0 update, the damage was decreased by 17.65% and brought back in the lottery again. And finally, in the 23.8.0 update, guess what? For the 5th time in a row, it was brought back in the lottery again. I don't even know why I started to say the anti-champion rifle, especially when I was going through my words so fast. It's because this was a very long notes I put on my script for each of my videos I do, especially for the Pixel Gun 3D weapon stereotypes and everything else included. Oh, good grief. But with all that aside, we're now going to move on to some maps to do some test runs with them. Like I said, this will always be team fight and deathmatch. So I will see you guys on the very first map. Alright, our very first map, which is Ghost Town. I think mostly everything I'm still going to do is just Ghost Town at the moment. Because it's a little more easy, a little bit more manageable to do, because just doing the same map is really easy. If I do, like, say, for example, Classic Pool, it's going to be really, like, too chaotic in there. And I'm really glad I had this up to mythical because, like I said, its rarity when it was first introduced was the epic category. And this weapon can be really good for cat spam. So, like, for example, uh, if I find a perfect spot to do it. Okay, so right here. It's still pretty manageable to do so. But its range is a little bit more difficult and hard to manage as well. And for the scope, yeah, the scope is really bad on that one. And I'm really not kind of like disappointed or something, but it's still pretty decently average. But if they didn't add the scope in this one, it'll be a little bit like just what's the word I can probably say? Like, I don't know why they would add the scope in here anyway, because I think for the scope it just seems a little bit more boring or something. Well, not particularly boring, it just seems like pretty okay and easy and standards for like beginner players for levels 1 to 25. But I think once the players reach up to advanced or mastered, they're not going to use the scope entirely for it. But I don't know why they would add the scope in there for a reason anyway, because it's not going to be pretty good damage output. So I think only my best thing I could probably say is that still keep the shotgun ability added in. By ability, I mean like the attributes. Like some weapons you'll see that says like semi-auto or shotgun or automatic. Like that, for example. Like I think probably just replacement for the scope will probably maybe like add like an effect in it, like bleeding or burning or poison or something. Just kind of something like that. I'm still thinking about the editing I'm gonna do every time we're gonna see about the anti-champion rifle name. I gotta focus. I gotta focus because we're still winning on this one, but it's gonna be really hard for me to maintain my focus on trying to stop my laughter from what I just did. So based on the actual damage output for this one, because like I said it to mythical because mythical is pretty good ability added in, but nothing else included. But for this one, I would say it's really good average and also a pretty decent weapon for cat spams, and it's an OG category type weapon on that one. But anyways, we're now going to move on to deathmatch. I will see you there. Alright, we are now in deathmatch for Ghost Town. This one can be a little bit more challenging because of deathmatch included, because there'll be more players joining in. So hopefully I can get a little bit more few points in before the players arrive. But we'll still try our best and see what happens. And I can tell by the players joining in, it's going to be really more challenging because right off the bat, we already have someone here. And I guarantee I'm going to be in second. Yep, we got some players joining in already. So I'm probably going to lose my first place spin spot. And I know there's one specific weapon that I know is going to be really annoying, but I rather just probably just do specific cap spams for it anyway. Just to play the odds out of it, but I may think of a better idea to do anyway for it. But I'm not gonna say the name because I am not introduced it yet, and that's gonna be way episodes ahead in the future, to be more specific. And I think once you do add in like modules like the energy module, because that increases more damage, it's gonna be really more decent output to increase it. And if you compare that with the leader's drum, but fortunately you can't use it while using your energy module, it's gonna be a little bit like seem like too OP, and it's gonna be completely like just like a one shot kill or one shot hit to be more specific. And I know I probably still haven't done it yet, but I'm still thinking of a better idea for my next 100 weapon tier list for my thing. But I'm not sure if I want to continue on with it because just doing multiple of those seems a little bit more chaotic, and also introducing with these new weapons that I'm not introduced yet into my stereotypes seems to be a little bit more like kind of like spoilers. So I rather probably not do more tier list on that one, because I think weapon stereotypes would be a lot more easier and more manageable to understand because it has like specific notations on what I have on my scripts. So that way it knows exactly like what it actually is and like what's the best like counter fit for your cat spam loadout sections. I wonder if it can reach up to 1,000 points soon before time's up. No, but I did complete a challenge though. But anyways, I will see you guys at the lobby section. For my final thoughts for the Mega Destroyer, I will definitely give this a 10 out of 10. It's an OG type weapon, great for cat spams, and for players, for the beginners, you can definitely use the scope if you like, if you are new, and this will definitely be a good starter weapon, but also the shotgun is also a better type weapon as well for beginner players, where they're like at level 1 or level 2. But once you find other better shotgun weapons, like the Mega Destroyer, for example, that'll definitely be a go-to thing. But once you reach up to advanced or master category, it's probably better to get a better type shotgun for your cat spam loadout. So like I said, my final rating is a 10 out of 10 on this one. Nothing else I need to say, but that's all I can think of at the moment. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye, Lightning Strike.